Hello guys, my name is Caleb. Holy crap, it is almost 2016 and it is officially a new year! Let's just pretend that you could see that confetti. Yay! Yay! So, if you're not aware, for some odd reason, it is officially the end of the year. For some reason, it's just dawned on me that it's actually the end of the year. I read some books this year too, and I have some new favorites. And today I'm going to be doing my top 10 books of 2015. I actually only have 9 books for my top 10. I was going through my read list on Goodreads. I just could find 9. I think I've said this before, I read a ton of bad books. The only books that you're going to be seeing in this video are like my brand new favorites. I had a lot of difficulty choosing these top 10 books, and there's only 9. And I didn't read a lot of books this year in general. Probably the worst reading year I've ever had ever. A year of reading slump and not being in the mood for anything, and I'm just kind of now coming out of it. There are a few requirements to make the top books of the year. First, you can't be a part of a series that is like a continuation. Like, for example, Winter came out this year. This would have been on my list, but since I read the first book, Cinder, like 2 years ago, I can't count it. Like, I started The Lightning Thief. I read that first book last November, so I can't count the series. The Mark of Athena is my favorite book in the Heroes of Olympus series. I can't count that book. It's just gonna be the first book. You gotta be a 5-star book. So I gotta love you fully. It's gotta be all 5. Can't be 4. That means I had an issue. We're gonna start with number 9 and then work our way down. We're gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite book of the year. That does not make sense. Hopefully you'll catch on. Let's start with number 9. This book is actually a new book. I just read this really recently. I just finished this a few days ago. Me and Aurora and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews, and it was so fantastic. I cried. Everybody said it wasn't sad. It's sad, I promise. But I am a book crier, so it wasn't like straight up sobbing. It was just like, why? There was a movie of this, and I haven't seen the movie yet. I haven't really heard much. I heard the movie was amazing. I haven't heard if it's like the book though. This book was hilarious. This book was sad. This book was so real. I did have one issue though, and I was gonna rate it a 4 stars, but then at the end I was just so impacted, I couldn't stop thinking about it, that I did in fact change my mind on my rating. 5 stars. I do that quite often. I want to watch the movie pretty soon. Next, we have a book that I read at the beginning of the year and I didn't really think I'd like, but then I actually loved. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I've talked about this just a little bit. I absolutely love this book, and I feel like you can't normally just pick this book up and love it because it is very old-timey. This book was in fact written in the 1920s. There is a problem with that. The characters aren't very likable, but I mean, that's part of the story. I'm so conflicted about my feelings on the characters. I've seen the movie 3 times now. You guys know what I'm talking about. Does anybody else even like this book? This is also a book that I just finished not too long ago. That's Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Read this like a week or 2 ago. I was reading this around Christmas time. Kind of nice in the middle of all that craziness, just to be like, I got so many amazing feelings from this book. I just got such a warm feeling whenever I'd read a chapter. Stephanie Perkins has a way of writing just amazing love stories, and I can't wait to read more of her books. I just started Lola a few days ago. It's obviously on my top list. This book is actually good. Don't let the title or don't let the cover like deceive you. I didn't know if I was gonna like this. It didn't seem like my kind of contemporary, and I read it and I fell in love with it. Next, I have a book that also a contemporary book that I didn't think I would like very much. That's To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. I absolutely loved it. I loved the writing style. I just liked how simple it was. People do complain about how immature the main character is, and I kind of agree now that I've finished the 2 books. I do understand where people come from when they say they don't like these books. I feel like if I did reread it, I probably wouldn't love it as much. I read it at a perfect time. Next, we have a book that I absolutely love, The Wrath of Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I was kind of in a reading slump when I read this book, and it took me like a whole month to read. I was in this huge period when I wouldn't be reading at all, but I would read slowly, like chapter, 2 chapters. The Martian by Andy Weir. I didn't expect to like this very much. I had just heard a few things. I read the book and I watched the movie and it became my new favorite. It was just so good. I can't wait. It was a mix of science and it was a mix of fun and amazingness. Loved it so much. Next, we have the best book ever. It's not really talked on BookTube very much, which kind of disappoints me. This book is fabulous, and I haven't seen any reviews. It bothers me because it's so good, and that's The Lost Hero by Rick Riordan. I don't think any of you have ever heard of this book. It's underhyped. This is a continuation of the Percy Jackson books. I heard a few people read those. They got horrible reviews, though. The movies are amazing, though. I do recommend watching those. Nobody likes this book except me. I do recommend because I don't think any of you have read it. I hope you caught up on that sarcasm. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas is my number 2. Oh gosh. Loved it. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. It's just such an amazing start to a fantastic world, and I'm so excited. I want to hop back into these soon. I feel like when I'm out of my random contemporary thing where I can't read any fantasy, I'll pick this up first. I've already said that this number 1 book is my favorite book of the year, and I said it was my favorite book, and guess what? It still is. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This book was everything perfect I needed at that time. I sat down, I read the last third in a sitting, and I'm still halfway through Clockwork Prince because I'm in that dumb contemporary thing where I can't read any fantasy. Lady Midnight comes out in a few months. It comes out in March. I would have finished these so long ago if this dumb slump and this dumb crap would not be happening to me. This was the best book I read this year. So those are my top 9 books of 2015. Just now realizing I forgot Six of Crows. This was definitely on the list somewhere. It's my top 10 books of 2015. It was such an amazing year. It was a great year. Thanks for making such an amazing 2015 for me. 2016 is going to be even better, I hope. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching my videos this year. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in 2016. This video is going up in 2016. Oh crap. This video is going up in 2016. See you guys next year, even though this video is going up in 2016. This is Caleb from the past. He's wishing you all a goodbye. Like that Doctor Who episode? I quit watching Doctor Who. But that one, doesn't he call from the past and he's like, bye, I'm dying. I'm calling from the past and I'm telling you all to have a great 2016. Seriously, I just got used to writing the date on my paper. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in my next video in the 2016. Even though this video is going up in 2016. Bye! I'm like that kid in Star Wars that's got the tail and he's like, I like that girl. Where did it go? Oh, it's on my back.